tell us, I asked before you came, I said, how many of you are artistic? And, if you, so kind of tell us, like, is this something that you had an interest in all your life? And do they need to be artistic to do this? With the
It
tattooing.
definitely helps if you are artistic and know how colors work together and can trace lines and stuff. Not saying everybody does it that way, but the better ones, if you know that, you're ahead. I've always drawn. When I was a kid, I was the only child for 8 years. I had nothing else to do, so I just doodle. And we were poor; we didn't have crap, so I had crayons and some paper, and that was about it. But I drew a lot, and then as I got older, and then my stepdad started talking to me about careers, and it was like, oh, art's a hobby. You need something to make money. So I stopped even thinking about doing anything artistic because I was told you couldn't make money at it. It was a hobby, not a career. And so I did all the wrong things that I hated doing most of my life until we opened the shop. And I really don't have a problem going to work. I'm always doing something new and interesting, and I get to meet some really awesome people. We've got great customers. So yeah, it just took a little time, and a little extra skill I already had definitely helped. But
Are there certifications, or could I just
no, it's
buy the equipment and get busy?
You basically there's some tattoo schools, but don't put your money there.
Okay.
So it's not worth it. You just flush it. But normally you have to go get an apprenticeship from a local shop, and if you've already got a rapport with that shop, it helps. If they've seen your face a few times, they know who you are. Hopefully they've tattooed you a couple times, and they know you. That helps. And then have something to show them for a portfolio. When I went and interviewed for mine, the only thing I had was stuff from high school, because the last sketchbook I had gotten stolen, and it had 10 years worth of artwork in it. So I didn't have a lot to show them, but enough to show them that, look, I can do more than stick figures. I do have some talent. And so show them your portfolio, talk to them a little bit, and if you get an apprenticeship, it kind of runs like the martial arts. They take you under their wing, and they show you the ropes and show you how things are done, and it's just pretty much all on-the-job training, and there's stages to it. You don't just walk in and start tattooing people. So it takes about a year before you actually start doing any tattooing, and you just slowly work your way up, depending as your skill progresses and your confidence improves. But it can be done, so it's not just graphic art and graphic design. That's what everybody thinks of. But, computers can only do so much for you as far as art goes. If you don't have the creative brain behind it, I don't care what the computer can stick together, it's not going to be as good as if you had some talent behind it too. But yeah, there's money in art. Definitely tattooing. That's the hot thing right now. But if you get a tattoo, think about it. Please think about it. We turn people away for wanting things that are a terrible idea all the time.
What are some terrible ideas for tattoos?
Your girlfriend's name.
Yes.
Your boyfriend's name.
Don't get a hand tattoo.
Hand
No.
tattoos, neck tattoos.
Not Victoria.
we have an age limit that they're about 30 is you're fully responsible for yourself.
So if you come in, you're 30, and you want something ridiculous, you
want
should know better. But if a younger kid, you will try to.
We will. We'll
guide
stop
them.
and tell them no, let somebody else take their money.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of them come back later and say, hey, thanks for talking me out of that, whatever.
How long do you think they should give themselves as a thinking period? Because when I asked, hey, are y'all interested in doing tattoos, some of them said, I'm interested in getting tattoos. So if you're thinking about getting a tattoo, what would you suggest? Is it something they should just one night think and go out and get it? Or is it something they shouldn't? Do you think they should spend some time?
I got this one.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm impulsive about mine. Well, after all these years, I find when I see the one I want, I know what it is, I know where it goes, I know what size it needs to be at. With that being said, the best thing I can tell you to do is find an image pretty close to what you want. If you find the perfect image you want, print it out, cut it out to size, put it on your body, have your friend take a picture different spots on your body.
Okay.
And keep looking at the picture every day. A lot of people say print it out, put it on your refrigerator or whatever, but keep looking at the image, where the tattoo is, and kind of feel, is this what you want? You're going to want your body the rest of your life. That's probably the best way to do it. 3 weeks, 6 months,
I
whatever
wait a
it
year.
takes.
The only ones I have that I haven't at some point going, I wish I'd done that different, or I wish I'd put that in a different spot, or I wish I just hadn't done that at all. Not that it's terrible, it's just like, maybe I thought of something that I think would be better in that spot, but now it's taken. But if I think about mine for a year and I'm still on it and I haven't, wavered at all in my decision, that I still think it's a great idea and I'm still totally on board with it, then those are the ones that I still never have had a problem with. But the ones I kinda sorta rush into a little bit, like I said, not that they're terrible, but that there's times where I'm like, man, I should've made it bigger, or I should've added this to it, or, oh, this is a better idea. So, but yeah, you can't take them off. All you can do is cover them up, and you can only cover them up to a point before it just becomes a big blob of mess, and that's even worse. And laser removal is super expensive, takes a long time, hurts like heck. So, way worse than the tattoo itself. Question? Yes, sir? No, we don't remove them. That's supposed to be doctor supervised, and take a special machine and do this. There's a few places in town that do to remove them, but I think they charge $75 a square inch, and that's for every time you go in. And it takes multiple sessions. It can take up to a year to get them removed. So, yeah. Did you have a question or something?
Bryson, did you still have a question?
Just because it's exposed. So at the point you are right now, you don't know what your career is going to be for the majority of your life right now. You don't know where life's going to take you. So our thing is, don't give yourself a roadblock right away. You could have a lot of things you want to do, or you're interested in, or maybe even not right now. Maybe maybe the military is not on the table for you right now, but in a year from now or 2 years, you might be going, hey, yeah, you know what I could do? And then the recruiter's going to see your hand and say, oh, well, you could have done it, but not now. So, don't give yourself roadblocks right away.
They were talking about at one time like a teacher dress code where you couldn't have a tattoo that showed, So just think about, like she's saying, until you have your career set and you're sticking in it. If you want to get a tattoo, I don't have anything against that, but just where you put it to where you could cover it in case you go on a job interview, or you end up, you marry someone and her father owns some kind of fancy company that wants to put you to work, but now you have, a spider on your neck and you can't work for them because that's not appropriate for their clientele. So you can have that spider, just have it where it's covered up.
Yeah, I didn't have anything that I couldn't hide easily. I had nothing on my forearms until I was in my early 30s. By the time I was in my early 30s, I'm like, all right, I already know, kind of the direction my life is going, and I don't think it's going to matter. And that was before we even had the tattoo shop. But yeah, I waited till then. There's plenty of other places you can put tattoos that won't hinder job outlook. So.
Yeah, I always try to tell the younger people when I'm advising them against going whatever route they are, they really need to think about all the work they're going to put into their life, and then when they go up for a job interview, if they got if you have a tattoo on the neck, back of your hand, fully exposed, whatever college, whatever work you went into, you're going to go in there, you're competing against yourself without tattoos. You're a twin that does not have these tattoos. And that's going to be that's how you can understand the deciding factor. You have somebody that's identical to you, has all the same criteria, and that boss is looking across there and saying, well, they're the same, I'm just going to go with the one without tattoos. And it's just a natural thing for people to gravitate towards. So you're pretty much closing doors as soon as you have an exposed tattoo. Maybe they're doors you never want to walk down, but they're doors that will never open for you. With exposed tattoos. The Marine Corps taught us a lot about that because they changed tattoo policy. All the time. I've seen, in our shop, I have seen guys that would make great Marines that just could not go in the military because of the tattoo. The only reason because of the tattoo. Stellar athletes, intelligent, hard-working guys that would have had great military careers. And it's just because of the tattoo they got that kept them out.
I was not aware of that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't have any hand tattoos, no neck tattoos. And it fluctuates, but the hand and neck are they never change in the military. You just can't have them. There's other things that, 1 month is okay and next month it's not. But the hand and neck ones are no-go every time for every service. So.
What other questions do y'all have? What about working for someone versus you've done both, where you've worked in a tattoo shop versus now owning your own shop? Positive, negatives.
If you have a good employer, it is probably better to work for somebody.
My husband says he likes to, he's had his own shop and he says he likes to just get the check and walk away from it, not have to pay for your
Yes.
building, have to pay employees, have to pay taxes, all that.
Yeah, if you're focused on the artwork and, you know, and you have a good, if you're working for a good person that's a good businessman that understands business, that's fine. If you're working for somebody that doesn't understand business, that doesn't understand how to run a shop, it could be a nightmare and it would force you into opening your own shop. So,
Have y'all enjoyed having your own place? I'm
It's been good.
sure there's been a learning curve.
Oh, yeah, it's always learning, always trying to make things better and learn different ways to do things. And, but yeah, it's been good. I mean, it allows us to take time when we need it. That's probably the one big plus of it. You know, if I need the day off, I can take it. I don't have to get approval from anyone, but it's a double-edged sword. If I take the day off, I'm not getting paid. So I can take as many vacation days as I want, but I don't have any money when I come back.
It takes some discipline.
So yeah, so you gotta prepare and ask yourself, how bad do I need this? But we've never missed a football game. Go Locos. But yeah, so we've been able to be there for, you know, every game, and if we need to go somewhere or take a family day, something pops up, we can go and do it. We don't have to get, you know, permission from anyone, so that's nice. Yes, ma'am. I've done a few
I don't
of his.
tattoo.
Yeah, he does.
nerve damage.
He can't draw a straight line. So as much as I love him, no. I'll pass.
So he helps with the business side.
Yeah.
I run the front, so
Yeah, he
Okay.
runs the front.
pretty much just hand her a customer
Mhm.
and go work, start getting the next one
Yeah,
lined
he
up.
helps get
Okay.
ideas together and
And
put
that way
designs
she's
together.
not wasting her time because, well, people waste a lot of our time, but as long as one person is taking that buffer, then she's just making money
Mhm.
constantly, so that's kind of the way it works.
Great.
For majority of our business, it's been just me tattooing, so, you know, if I'm not sitting down tattooing, I'm not making any money. And you always do need to do the consultation and help them get stuff situated, you know, the customer. But, so if he can do that part of the legwork and let me just sit down and make money, then it just kind of keeps it flowing easier.
And y'all do have one employee now,
One
so
employee.
business is growing.
Yeah, it is, very slowly, but I'd rather it be slow than fast and not quality,
Yeah.
so. yeah.
Where is y'all's shop located?
We're on the loop right next to Casa Olay. Starbucks is across the street.
Mhm. Any other questions? Anyone interested in this type of
Dagan's not
field?
Told him we could teach him so he could
I've
dance
gotta get
way
my
through
husband
school.
up
He
here to
doesn't
talk to
even
Dagan.
We've offered him and his sister both opportunities to learn how to tattoo, so they can pay their way through
Yeah, you don't have to do
college.
your whole life, but it's a way to make money. You don't have to work at Burger King. You know,
Right.
You're doing whatever.
But it's not, probably not for everyone.
It's not. It's not. So, you know, if they want to learn, I'll teach them, but, you know, it's fine. They'll find what they like.
All right, any other tidbits of advice you guys have?
Got one more.
Okay.
Just talking about, I brought up the trades earlier. One other thing I want to add is there's a simple trade that if any of y'all enjoy playing video games, you can make a lot of money.
One
It's
of my
called,
sons.
number one is you need to keep your driving record clean, get a CDL, get your truck driver's license, and get in to be a helper at somewhere that has heavy equipment. Because excavators, bulldozers, all those heavy equipments, you get inside a cab, they're air conditioned nowadays, they're heated, and you play a video game for they pay you a lot good money to play a video game for 8 hours a day. Now you do have to be certified to drive an 18-wheeler most of the time, so you can deliver the equipment back and forth to work. But this is something that I wish I had actually gotten into years earlier, before I started this other path. But the people I know that are heavy equipment operators, they go home from work every day unstressed, unruffled.
Probably not dirty.
A little bit dirty, they're on location, they're out in the weather, but I can tell you this much. They're not stressed like electricians, they're not stressed like welders, they're not stressed like plumbers. They get in a big piece of equipment and play a video game all day long, and they're happy at the end of the day. Huh?
Any game like
No, it's like I'm
Joysticks
saying,
and stuff
you got two
that-
joysticks, you move, you got tracks. It's like driving a tank, but you're not shooting. Okay? No, it's like
An
driving a
actual
tank
video
without
game,
shooting.
but it's like you are because you're like
You're sitting down, you're sitting in a chair.
kind of like a virtual reality
Yeah.
game.
But they pay really good money. Most of the guys I know a couple of guys that only make about $15 an hour. They're not from the best reputable, they're not the best companies, basically. Several guys I know, $25, $35 an hour, up to $45 an hour for crane operators. And I'm just saying, if you want a relaxing 8-hour, 10-hour a day job, you just go there. You don't have to break your back. You don't have to exert yourself. You just get used to running the piece of equipment. It becomes an extension of your own hand, basically. And like I said, the only requirements most of the time that'll get you in the door is having a CDL, so commercial driver's license, so you can drive an 18-wheeler. But that's just so you can haul the equipment back and forth to locations.
But even just getting a CDL opens up
A
lot
CDL
of
will
doors.
open up more than you can ever imagine. Most people with a CDL will make a lot more than people I know that just have a fork truck, a fork truck driver's license. But CDL will open up a lot of careers. But if you want something relaxing, pretty much like playing a video game all day, and that's not stressing, and that I personally know people, everybody I know that operates heavy equipment, they're happy leaving work. I'm not saying they're happy when they get home, okay, because people's home life are crazy, but they're happy when they leave work because they're not stressed from out there working in the elements all day and all that stuff. Heavy equipment operator is a great career anybody can kind of get into. You might have to change oil, pressure wash the equipment. You put in 2 or 3 years as grunt labor for them guys, but eventually they're going to tell you, get on a piece of equipment, you're going to learn how to use it, and that's pretty much what you're going to do from then on.
And pretty much any thing you want to do like that between TSTC and Kilgore,
Yeah.
they will offer a program.
Well, I was going to say the military actually has heavy equipment operators as well,
Okay.
and that's the one thing I kind of wish I would have done, kind of moved over, because that gives you 4 years of experience driving heavy equipment, and it pretty much means you get a job anywhere you want when you get out.
4 years to mature, especially for guys. You're 17, you're 18, you're trying to make a decision for your life, what you're going to do. You're like, I don't know, I don't have a clue. Go in the military for 4 years. You'll have time to grow up, mature, see something outside of East Texas.
And your house is, or not house, but your room is paid for.
Yes, you
get
have
food, You don't
meals.
have to worry about starving.
You're not like having to be someone's burden, where they're like wanting you out of the house because you're a grown man, basically, in a grown man's body, but you're not sure what you want to do yet. Go grow up in the military for about 4 years and then come out. You'll be respected. You'll have a good chance of getting other jobs like that. He said when he says he's been in the Marines, people already perk up with respect.
I've never been turned down for a job. I've gotten every job I've ever applied for. Now, I haven't went in there and walked into a hospital and said I want to be a doctor, but like any place I seem interested in working there, I apply, go in for an interview. The self-confidence they give you above everything else, just to look at, I remember being 20 and looking at like 45, 50-year-old guys, and I was like, you're nothing but another man. I like to treat them like that, talk to them like that, respect each other, and next thing you know, you get a job. It also makes you wake up early and get used
Learn
to
some.
that.
She mentioned discipline. Yeah. When you come out, you'll have things that now you're used to doing: getting up, making your bed, ironing your clothes, things like that. That you'll be so used to doing that will help you in life. Dagan, any other thing you think they've left out that you wanted them to mention today?
My what?
Your addiction.
My addiction, what's that?
Animals.
Animals? Yeah, I rehab animals.
Okay.
So, yeah,
You're not proud of that.
that's my hobby.
That's not a money-making deal.
No, it's not. It's not. It's just that's my charity work, I guess. So I rehab squirrels and kittens and
Okay.
all that stuff.
But owning her own business, she has the flexibility probably to bring one to work with her or whatever she needs to do. All right. Anything else y'all can think of?
And we should be opening our paintball business this summer, hopefully.
Yeah,
So,
we're working on.
Oh,
paintball.
fun. That sounds fun.
It's not a phone, it's like a washing machine or a dryer.
Okay, so how long should we think about a tattoo before we get it?
As long as possible.
At least a year.
A year. Before you get it, print off a picture, put it on you. If you want to become a tattoo artist, do you have to go to college for that? No. You would have a portfolio that you take to someone and get an apprenticeship. Okay, where you would work under them for a year and gradually, you know, you're not just going to have that first unlucky person that walks in that you do a full body tattoo on and you've never done anything before.